Okay, so we've gone live. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and I'm so happy to be here this evening. Yesterday, we had some technical challenges, and I promised you we would come live tonight to have this conversation on clarity of vision. I'm really very intentional about having this conversation because I'm broadcasting from the Rediscover and Thrive Retreat Center, and I have with me some amazing women. I also want you to draw from their wealth of experience. Um, it's good for you to have different perspective. It helps to inspire and motivate you. And this year, 2024, is a year where we want to, if you want to get the results that you so desire, you have to be willing to explore, you have to be willing to put systems in place, and most importantly, you need to have a very clear understanding of what it is that you want to do, how you want to do it, and the result that you want to achieve. So that's one way to hit the ground rolling in the year 2024. And clarity is everything. It's everything. Whether you are putting up your vision board, or you are, drafting up your goals, or you're developing your strategic plan, clarity is very key. Where you have a clear understanding of what your vision is, because if you don't understand your vision, which is the future that you want, if you cannot see it, if you don't have a mental image of the future that you so desire, it's so difficult for you to achieve that future. And so I'm always very intentional every January to have conversations, in fact, series of conversations on clarity of vision. We actually started this conversation earlier on in the year, and we're wrapping up this conversation with I have some amazing women here in the Discover and Thrive Retreat, and I have two of them who are willing just to talk about clarity of vision, share their perspective, and perhaps share some of the aha moments they've had, in being very clear about their vision. Even the book of Habakkuk 2 tells us that we should write the vision down, make it so plain, so that whoever reads it may run with it. And when you unpack it, there are a lot of nuggets in that. When you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. When you just unpack writing down your vision, I tell you, if you're not very clear, it's difficult to really describe the future you want. So, writing it clearly means being very descriptive, putting your plans in place, setting out your goals and objectives, ensuring that they are smart, meaning that they're specific enough for you to take action on them, they're measurable for you to know when you're moving towards the goal, they're achievable, right? You don't want to do things you're supposed to do in your early season. You don't want to start in your late season, you don't want to start planning to do in your early season. I always believe in a layered approach. There is no need for a speed course or a speed run in this instance. You just need to take a layered approach, one step at a time, carefully putting on the building blocks of what would eventually become your vision, right? You just want to take it slow and steady. Now, in making your vision clear, it means that you have rid yourself of every form of confusion, that you have really embodied that vision. You've internalized it, you can talk about it, you can bring it alive. It's only when you're very clear about the vision that you can start putting your strategies in place. So you want to be very crystal clear. I always call it crystal clear, or say compelling clarity. Once you have that compelling clarity, it's very easy to put the strategy which responds to the question, how? How do you intend to achieve your vision for 2024? So with me in the audience today in the Rediscover and Thrive Retreat, I want it to be two of our most amazing women here. They've, in fact, they've so willingly, I hope it's willingly, right? They're laughing. They've so willingly, agreed to share their perspective. They're going to talk to you about vision of clarity. And they're going to be coming from different, directions. I want us to make it very conversational. It's not every time I have this kind of power women in the house. So I told them I'm going to take, advantage of the fact that they're here. And that's one of the things when you're drawing up your vision. There's a part that speaks of the advantageous approach. So for me, the advantageous approach is having them in the retreat and getting them to come in to share their experiences with you. So I'm going to allow them to self-introduce. Would have Ifoma Kurume go first. She will self-introduce, and then she will talk to us a bit about vision of clarity, and then she'll hand over to her sister, who would also self-introduce, and then I will just wrap up the conversation. The key thing here I want you to do is when you listen with an open mind, because when you listen with an open mind, you get creative and you can have, okay, I've been dealing with this for a while. Let me see how I can incorporate this Let's, okay, great. We're back. Great, 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 great. Okay, so thank you so much, Obi. Okay, I'm going to hand over. Just allow me to move around a bit, and then I'll hand over to Ifoma, sorry, who will self introduce, and then she will share her perspective. So, Ifoma, self introduce, tell us your name, and then just talk to us, on why it's important to have clear vision.
Okay, I'm glad to be here this hour. It's a gracious moment for me. Ifoma Kurume. I want you to understand clarity of vision as a tool, to navigate through life, to navigate through your workspace, to navigate even through your personal dreams and desire. I'll use an analog here, like a sea captain that wants to travel on the sea. I see clarity of vision as like its chart. The captains, they use what we call nautical charts. The nautical charts will enable them to understand, water currents, whether there should be obstruction, and it's like also a GPS. We can't just move without a direction. When you have your clarity of vision well stated, written down, in the process of writing it down, you are writing what you want to achieve, you are writing the steps you want to follow. Along that line, there will be obstructions that you need. I'm going to hit this milestone, I'm going to meet resistance there, I'm going to, meet this at this point. It also helps you to achieve your goal and the way to go about it. So you can't go into anything without having a clarity of vision. Even people that you want to employ, the team you want to work with, you should state the clarity of vision so that they also will understand what you are trying to pass along and they can now work along with you. So we all need clarity of vision if you want to go far in life. And at any point in time, you keep reviewing it. Don't just say, I've written it down last year, I don't need to. No, times keep changing. There are new innovations every day. You have to meet up with the climb. So all you need is to write it for a period of time, review it, update it, keep writing and keep focusing. That's all I can say to you. Love you all. I
Thank you
want
so
to
much,
introduce.
Ibi. Can you pass
Nice
on
to
to
you.
Chioma Duru?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good
Finally,
evening.
we are masking the masquerade.
Oh my goodness. This is one thing I shy away from. I don't know why, but anyways, I've been caught on the spot, so I have no choice but to do this. Okay, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you come in to watch this. My name is Chioma Duru, the Executive Director of Joy Yesu Foundation. And I'm glad to be here, honestly. And it's, for me, this period or this season is more like being more aware. It has given me lots of reasons to rethink, to go back to my drawing board, to know exactly what I'm created for and why I have not moved forward enough. So we're talking about clarity here. First and foremost, you need to find yourself to be clear, right? You need to find yourself, what exactly am I called to do? Then you will be more clear on the vision that is ahead of you. So, and most times we get carried away by a lot of things, especially the things that are happening on social medias and everywhere. There's something our coach will always say: I'm too focused to give up. In whatever situation you find yourself, you need to be very ascertain. Okay, is this what I want? Where am I heading to? How clear am I? How ready am I to carry out this vision? What is the tail ends meet? What do I intend to achieve after carrying this? So for everyone that is still trying, finding it difficult to get clarity on the path in which they have chosen for themselves, I would advise read books. I would advise come to Professor Joy Adaonyeso's page and open up your mind. There's something that will resonate with you. There's a way you would come up to look at things or to listen to things, and you will just see something that strikes in one way or the other. Then you will get better clarity. So for me, it's a whole lot. Now, you wouldn't be saying that I'm a chef, or you wouldn't be saying I'm a business person, or you wouldn't be saying I'm a public speaker, and maybe you're following someone that just dances on the stage, right? So it depends on where you're heading to. So when you're clear and you're focused on what you want for yourself, then you know how to navigate and channel your focus and get better and sincere clarity, and it will make you so high. So one thing I've always said to myself is that the end justifies the means. So whenever you sit back and you relax and you tell yourself, where am I heading to? What is that thing I want to achieve? How do I need to get back to it? How do I go to the drawing board? Just sit back and tell yourself, I can do this. Put it down. She will always say, put them down and be clear. Be crystal clear, right? Be
Yeah.
crystal on what exactly you want for yourself. And the sky is your starting point. Thank you so very much for listening. Love you all. Ciao.
Hey, so you heard the amazing sisters talk, you know, and I don't know if you picked out some points, very great points. I was just like, wow, wow, this women are on fire. Ifeoma talked about clarity as a navigation tool. It helps you to navigate through life. If you're not clear, if you don't understand what it is that you're called for, you find it difficult to. I love you too, Adeze. Thank you so much. So, welcome everyone. If you're just joining in now, a very big welcome from me to you and from my sisters here at the Rediscover and Thrive Retreat. And tonight we're talking about clarity of vision. And our sister said, talked about, you know, um, understanding where you are going to. That's very important. I always like to talk about you look at the end and then you walk backwards. What do I need to do, to get myself there? Because when you have that vision, you're already seeing the results. How do you now translate that vision into action? This is where your plan comes into play. So, if you can't just jump into having a plan for 2024 when you've not already articulated what you want to achieve for 2024. So start off with the vision, the big picture. Then you draft out your goals. Your goals should be smart, meaning that they need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to your vision, and then time bound, right? From once your goals are not smart, you would find yourself feeling overwhelmed. You will not be able to measure how far you're growing. Anything you do, you want to be able to measure, you want to document and measure. So these are very important points for you to keep in mind. And so if you are struggling with being very clear. One of the things Chomi said that resonates with me as well is that you need to have what we call, you need to be highly self aware, have a high level of self awareness. Who are you? What drives you? What motivates you? Why do you wake up, and jump into doing things? What can make you be consistent? Clarity can make you become consistent. When you're struggling with consistency, there are things you want to check. You want to check how well you understand your vision. You want to check your attitude. You want to check your value system. You want to check all of those and be sure that you are connected to them. When you find yourself struggling, it means that there is something not sitting well with you. So you want to be very sure that you have all of this in place for 2024. It's not a 1 day process. Give yourself time to do the deep work. You need to create time to do the deep work. Ask yourself critical questions. Why is this dream so important to me? If you cannot answer the why question, you will find it difficult to show up. You will find it difficult to be consistent. You will find it difficult to be satisfied. You need to also clearly define what success will look like to you. When you must have achieved that goal, how would it feel like? How would it look like? I don't have to describe it because my own reference of success will be totally different from yours. You know why? We're unique beings, right? What gives me satisfaction, what makes me happy may be totally different from how it works for you. You need to know what internally motivates you. There has to be an internal motivation as well as the external motivation, but the internal motivation needs to be very high so that periodically, like when you come for retreats like this, you can get that external motivation that makes you look AWOLs and then pull it out. Know that it is a process, it's a journey. You need to be patient, you need to be resilient, but most importantly, you need to be willing to do the deep work. There is no magic dust that you will just put on anything and everything comes into play. No. Resist trying to look for shortcuts. Be willing and committed to doing the deep work. The deep work of understanding who you are. The deep work of building your social skills, right? You want to strengthen your skills with people because you're not an island. A tree cannot make a forest. You need people, you need relationships to help you achieve your goal. So it's important that while you're at it, part of your goal should be to strengthen relationships. Who are those who are within your circle of influence? Who are those that you need to get within the circle of influence? But mark you, like I said, take a layered approach. No pressure. One step at a time. When you're committed to doing the work, you take it one step at a time. But the key thing is having that vision, making sure that it's very clear. One of the tools in also helping you clarify your vision is a vision tool. We have the vision board where you put out the key areas of your life, what you want to achieve, what it will feel like when you've achieved it, what it will look like when you achieve it. When you have that visual image, it helps you. Then the strategic plan, very important. It helps you take one step at a time. It helps you to measure. It helps you to know, what you'll be measuring, what you'll be looking at for, what are the critical components that you need to achieve, the critical components that you need to achieve before, so that you would know when you've arrived at that point, right? So it's something I'm so passionate and intentional about because I know that a number of us will miss it if we're not clear. Is what makes you stop jumping around. When you see this person is doing this, you leave that what you're doing, you jump there. You say, oh, this person is selling clothes. Oh, there's money in clothes business. So you leave the perfume you're selling, you jump into clothes business. You do it for 2, 3 months, you leave it, you jump. It shows that you're not clear. You're not clear at all. So when you find yourself jumping around, it means you have not discovered what is uniquely you, that which is calling you, your purpose. It doesn't just strike you. For some people, they may be lucky. They would know, I've been sure this is what I want to do. But for some of us, you need to go through the process and then you need to go through some experiences, go through sometimes some challenges, and it defines for you clearly, what resonates with you, what you want to do, what you want to achieve. And I tell you that your vision in life, should be bigger than yourself. Your vision should be so big that is so impactful, it has to touch the lives of others. It doesn't have to be about you alone. It has to be about making impact, about making difference, adding value to the lives of others. And when you do that, you will find yourself being deeply satisfied. You know, the self journey starts, you do the work. If you listen to my Facebook Live this morning, I talked about the importance of personal development, and I looked at critical areas. I looked at the mental, the emotional, the social, the physical, right? That these are very important areas you need to develop. And personal development is not a one size cap fits all. No. Everyone is unique and we're different level. So you need to find that which resonates with you and know where you need to start off from. But in all of this, being very clear as to where you want to go to. I love that analogy you gave us, Ife, about the ship and how the captain needs to have a compass to direct him as to where he needs to go to. He tells him where to avoid the storms, where to avoid obstructions, what direction. Can you imagine being at sea? We took a boat ride this evening, and just imagine going to the sea and you have no form of direction, and you're in that vast, that expanse of water. You would not know whether to go this way. How do you even know where is your left or right? How do you wouldn't even know which direction to go, right? So that's clarity, that being clear about your vision is what gives you that direction as to the path you need to go. And don't joke with it. This year, don't joke with it. Work on it until you're clear. Work on it until you're clear. It helps you to know when to say no. It helps you to know when to say yes, right? It is not every opportunity that you jump at. When you're clear about your vision, you know what your priorities are. So when you see some opportunities, yes, they are good opportunities, but you ask yourself some critical question. Is this drawing me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, please, without any hesitation, just give a no. Because saying a no opens you up to a yes that is in alignment with your vision. So you want to be clear that you're not doing a whole lot of things that is distracting you from your vision, right? Thank you. Obi says critical component of achievement, self-discovery, what resonates with me. Beautiful. Thank you for that. So keep at it. Keep at it. Ask yourself the critical question. What is my vision for 2024? Before you jump in and do here, do there, you're having plans to do this, getting involved in all kinds of actions. Ask yourself, by the time December 31st, 2024 comes in, what would I look back at and say, this year is worth it? This year has been a success. What is that thing that holds so much meaning for you? What is that, those things that you want to say, one, two, three, I can check this off with all happiness to say, I've achieved this. So 2024 is a year that is successful for me. If you can't find an answer to that question, it means you need to sit down and do the deep work. And for you to do the deep work, you need to create time and a safe space to do that. So don't hesitate to do that. And so I hope that you found this conversation helpful. And this brings us to a wrap on our conversation of clarity of vision. I've had so many write-ups on this on my Facebook wall. I would invite you to go there and read some of it. And I'm going to be doing a summary of some of the nuggets that's coming out from this Rediscover and Drive retreat and from the clarity of vision before we move into February with our new team. Stay focused with me this year. I just want to thank you, because without you, there'll be no Friday night hangout. Thank you for always, tuning in. Stay there. Even though we're doing this on a Saturday, I want to appreciate you for coming, stopping by, and being part of this conversation. I hope that you got one or two nuggets that you're going to, implement right away. Remember, if you don't apply new knowledge, it becomes a waste. Don't always be a perpetual student. You want to also apply what you learn. So what are some of the key things you're committing to doing in the next couple of days? Hit the ground running, but be very clear about it. Don't forget what Habakkuk 2 says. Write down the vision. make it plain, make it clear, so that all who reads it may run with it. Write out your visions. Like even you, when you read that vision, you can run with it. You have an understanding of what you need to do. It will eliminate all forms of confusion. Good leadership, effective leadership, success in business growth, all starts from clarity of vision. Be very clear. What direction do you want to take your business this year? What direction do you want to go in your career path? Be very clear about it. What skills do you need to get? What kind of networks do you need to get involved in? What kind of community do you want to build or you want to be a part of? So these are critical questions you need to answer authentically, being true to yourself, giving yourself the permission to be vulnerable enough to provide the answers, to know where you need to work on, and to know what your strengths are so you can leverage that strength or those strengths to achieve all that you have planned for 2024. All right. This brings us to the end of our conversation on clarity of vision. I hope this works for you. I look forward to seeing you next week, Friday, same time. God bless and keep you safe until we meet again on Friday next week. Make it a date with us. I love, honor, and celebrate you always. From me to you is bye for now till we see next week, Friday. Bye.